bring up to the stage, and hopefully, you won't drop back off. So I'm bringing Empress Fox to the stage, people, and we got something to talk about. We have a lot to talk about. Empress Fox is very intelligent, hands-on, out there, boots on the ground, advocating. She drove 12 hours from Chicago to attend a protest for YSL that she put together. And it went over without a hitch. And I was going to say something right here, but I'm going to wait till I get my girl on here, and then I'm going to ask her, because we got to stop this, people. We got to stop this, okay? All right, here, coming to the stage and introducing Miss Empress Fox. What's up, girl? What's up? Where you at, Empress? Gone. Huh? What happened?
Oh God.
It keep going out.
Can y'all hear? If y'all can hear me, I can't hear y'all. So I'm gonna go out one more time.
Wait.
Sorry.
Let me make sure it's not me. Ganja, can you? You said
We
okay.
good?
Ganja, can you hear me? Ask him, can he hear you?
Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you fine. I just wanted to know if the Ganja.
Okay, like I said, I'm sitting in the car, so I was on pins and needles like everybody else.
Oh, you know my goodness, girl.
I sat still for 3 hours, and so I wasn't able to move around.
Let me tell you something, Empress. When I tell you I was in here, my daughter was looking at me like, really? I'm in here screaming and hollering, and I am just so elated that he gets home. He gets to go home and be with his family, get the proper health care that he freaking needs. You know, he went in front of the world and he did an interview. And I was hoping that if the trial had went to the end, that Steele would have brought that interview up. Oh, you loud and clear? Thank you so much, Ganja. So I was hoping that Steele would have brought some of the interviews and when he talked about being sick in his first time finding out that he has kidney issues.
Right.
And I mean the interview, it was, just awesome. And he had said in the interview, and we're gonna stick a pin in this right here, right? Because when he did this interview, he said that he couldn't move. He was in the bed and he couldn't sleep. And he said that he was, trying to call his mother, and he said like nothing. He can feel himself trying to do this, but it wasn't, nothing was coming out. So long story short, he went to the, they called the ambulance. He went to the hospital, and that's when he found out that he had kidney failure. But he said, they said that he should be dead. So he said, I died. He said, I died, but I'm still here. And I'm wondering if Georgia would have used those, twisted that to mean something else.
I'm sure they would have.
I just don't understand it. And I said I was going to wait till you came up here because I wanted to see how you felt about this. I'm going to tell you what I believe, and I want you to jump in, sis, and tell me what you believe after I say my. So, do you believe, because this is what I believe, when they messed up and said #free Quay, I know that they had to deal with the Quays, right? Because that was a mistrial.
Right.
But in my heart, I believe that Whitaker told them, y'all either going to plead them out or I'm going to let them walk. But then you know how the prosecution is moving. They would have prolonged this and prolonged this and prolonged it. And I believe that was their position from the start. But they didn't really know how much. They didn't know who. Like, did they say they had this case going for over 15 years? They have been investigating this stuff for over 15 years. So I truly believe that Whitaker got tired because.
You hear Whitaker last week when she said, Oh, wow, this case has been going on longer than I thought. Did you hear her when she said that?
Yes. And when she got in Hilton's behind, because nobody can tell me, sister, that wasn't done intentionally. You kept asking this man and kept asking him, well, what else does it say? And what else does it say? It says what it says, you know?
Right.
I and so he said it, free Quay. And so now, you know, for the majority of
I believe they baited him into saying that because there's people act right, but I feel like I think he said that. I believe he said something to the effects of, "Was I not supposed to say that?" And that was like a few minutes later. Like I don't know if you realized that or whatever, but
no,
I believe
that was the first one. That was the first one. And when he did that the first time, they should have took him off the stand or pulled him some type of way and told him, you cannot say anything about anyone else. But this is the thing.
But Hilton, they don't prep. No, they didn't prep. And they did that on purpose.
They didn't prep. But look at this also. So Hilton brought the document up there, right? And for him to look at him and for him to authenticate it. Normally, I do believe that too. Like, so normally, you gotta excuse me. I got, I'm a breast cancer survivor, and if I don't say something when it's on the forefront, it'll go back, but it'll come back.
You're fine. No. I'm receiving your energy. I'm listening. You take your time.
I'm energy on energy too. I'm an energy, very strong energy person. And when I saw you out there, when you for the protest, I was like, wow, who is this girl? Like, she really out here. And then, we were going back and forth on, through Twitter, and I was kind of thrown off because it wasn't you, it was somebody else, but I thought it was you. And she was saying something about people got something to say about what's going on. They're not doing anything. I don't pay attention to that stuff. So that's why you see when I put up that post and I said, oh, I had it confused, like, cause I didn't know. I don't even want to look over there at nobody saying anything false about anything, because y'all didn't get out here and do nothing. And the protest did do something. And Empress, I want you to tell them what happened when they found out you had all your stuff in order. What happened when you went out there? What did they do? Did they postpone and make sure the jury didn't come to the courthouse? You want to talk about that, sis? I'm just saying. Oh Lord, she dropped off. She'll be back. So I thought it was pretty interesting, and I want her to. Oh, she's here. Oh, you went away again. Oh no, you here. I'm sorry. I want Empress Fox to tell you about that herself, because she set that up, came out here and did the doggone thing, and it was a success. And and I thanked her for that, because I wasn't in Georgia, and nobody else was, and anybody complaining, y'all probably wasn't even in Georgia either. So before you start doing this with no action, don't say anything at all. But I don't pay. Let me tell you something, Empress. I don't pay all that negative stuff no mind. I've been through too much in my life. I'm not supposed to be sitting here. So as far as me, she sure did, Ganja. She sure did. Empress made a difference. She sure did. And Empress, because you made sure that everything was the way that they told you, everything that they told you that they wanted. You did exactly what they wanted you to do, and anything that they told you that you couldn't do, you made sure the people knew that, so nobody would come and mess with you guys.
That was of utmost importance to me, because I don't want people to fear their constitutional rights, and it seems like that's a big issue, not only with protesting, but just in everyday life. People don't have rights. So with not knowing your rights, it is what it is. So when I contacted APD and I contacted the Special Events Department of Georgia, they put me in contact with the captain at APD, the person that runs the Fulton County Courthouse, the major as they call him. They put me in contact with just all type of people, right? And so I saw a lot of people on Twitter saying, oh, that y'all gonna go to jail, just all these various things. And I was just like, I really wish that they stopped, because y'all asked all these months that we've been watching this trial for somebody to do it. And then I did it. And now y'all got a problem with it. So you can't please everybody. And God told me to go, and I went. It's like God told me don't go tomorrow, wait it out, because now we got a free Yak and free Shannon. So I gotta re-strategize and come back bigger and better. I know that they're gonna fight it to the end. I know that Doug said they're gonna take it to the end. I know Steele wanted to take it to the end, but at the end of the day, I
But
feel
did
like
you?
we made a major difference, because
You
again, I
did.
said, you know, I believe in no coincidences at all, because I believe in God and I believe in the universe. And I know that when I contacted APD and I contacted the city of Atlanta and I contacted the news.
But everybody want to be in our culture. They want to take everything from you and use it as their own. But it's sad when you have the people that look like you is just trying to tear you away from something. These people got in this courtroom and made Jeffrey look like a monster. A monster. Where they do that at? So I'm just happy that, like I said, he gets to go home and see his family. He gets to go home and go to sleep in his bed. He gets to go home and do all of that. And so I'm happy for that. I'm happy for that for him. And like I said, we need to continue to watch and keep watching until things are done. With the other two, we're not going to leave Shark, Stillwell, Doug, Yak. We're not going to forget about them. We're not. We're not. But you know what? I have to thank those attorneys, because those attorneys, and even though, I know Still made money, I know he did, but you could tell he did his homework. Still did his homework, still knew about the game, and that's just it. But I think so. You know what I was saying, sis? I don't understand. So the one thing that I didn't like that what Whitaker said was she wants him to start making different music. Music is an art form. If we go through every genre of music out here, they be talking that. They talk that worse.
All of them. And
Right, right. So my thing is, I kind of take part with that.
I'm a
So
rapper, so I can tell you that what you're saying is true.
oh wow, you was here. I was getting ready to tell you something, but she'll be back. She in a bad area. Her phone keeps on down. So I just think that it's like that's the only thing that I disagreed with her on. And I'm telling you, I was ready to just lose it. But I got to take my hat off to Whitaker now, because I do believe that. I don't know. They don't want you to. I see you, Empress. I don't know what's going on. You're on the stage, but I don't see you. But yeah, I don't. I think that's the only thing for me when it came to Whitaker. What I was hoping that she did when Brian still came in there with order and laid that case out, and everything that they said about him,
I'm
he
so
put it into
sorry about
perspective.
my connection
No,
right
it's
now.
fine.
This is
We good. We good. It's so I just I just, and I understand her hands were kind of tied, and I
I don't think
feel
that
like
were. I don't think they were tied, but
you know what? No, 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 no. Let me tell you why I think that. No, let me tell. I'm gonna tell you why I think that, because of what she said. So Still is not going to stand there and let her say some stuff that ain't true. Still is not going for that.
facts.
He wasn't going for that.
Which is
So
why he came back and clarified everything.
right. So he had to. Um, she said, I think on one of the accounts that he pled guilty to, Um, she gave him the lowest amount of time that she could give him.
Okay.
But you know what? But she didn't know the full story about what Doug did, or how he
and
gives
and and,
back.
and I like the way that Steele was able to break that down. I like that Jeffrey stood up for himself. All that. And now I'm telling you, when that was happening, though, I'm sitting in the car, tears just rolling down my face because I'm like, that's the human part that Love didn't want anybody to know. That.
You know what though?
Mm,
You
mm.
know what I
I'm sorry,
believe
my
in?
heart is so full from just
I
everything that
know.
took place. It's
No,
it's it's, it's kind of bittersweet. I wanted him to fight to the end, but I understand his why, and the why will always matter to me. And I understood. I'm like I said, I understood. That's what he felt was best. He wanted to go home to his kids and his family, and
not only that,
I fully respect that.
his career. So y'all
How
try
do you how do you how do you feel about him not being allowed to come to Atlanta besides for
funerals and
health
stuff
work,
like that.
funerals?
I think once Jeffrey moved, I don't think Jeffrey was around like that. If you listen to all of those guys when they talk,
Yeah, he wasn't around. He wasn't around. But
but she
just
just said Cleveland
but
Avenue.
him not being able to just on his leisure when he feels like it.
Oh, coming to
Come,
Atlanta. You know why? Because of that gang that gang statue. Even though she set it aside, kind of, they
so is
still
he
have
not
to.
able to say YSL anymore since they contributed that to being a
She
gang?
didn't say nothing about no YSL because YSL is a
It's
record
not a
label for
gang.
real.
It's not a gang. It's
It's
not a
not
gang.
a
It's a
gang.
record label.
It's a freaking record label. And you heard still. So what people were saying, I wish people would stop putting out misinformation. That's the one thing for me. Stop putting out misinformation. They said that his record company was there the other day. No, they weren't. No, they weren't. He was going to bring them to testify. But I gotta say this because I think that everything happens for a reason. People
Mhm.
align when it's time.
Mhm. Mhm.
Had he not went through all of this and Glanville had still been on the bench, he wouldn't be going home today. They would still be in trial.
I think Glanville would have let. As we're sitting here, there is a mini riot happening in the middle of the street right now with like 100 children. I'm in
It's Halloween.
Chicago. I'm in Chicago.
I know you were in Chicago. I know, girl.
Okay. Not to be distracted. I just got totally distracted because they're right by the car, so I just
No,
got a little
and I get it. You
But
make sure you say first.
yeah. So honestly, I feel like because Thug is now free, I know that he'll do right because I think he saw sitting down for them 2 years. It's not no joke, and I believe that he's gonna continue to, even with them saying he can't make the same type of music or he shouldn't make the same type of music, whatever.
He's still gonna be good. Still gonna be good. He got a co-sign from Elton
Exactly.
John.
He has what they say, like he like ever. He has an array of that he can put out there, and the people still gonna love him no matter what he does because he's a good-hearted person. You know what I'm saying? And being that good-hearted person and being able to be versatile in his music, it's not gonna affect him as much as people may think that it will.
It's not.
I know that it's bittersweet. It's bittersweet. It's bittersweet. Because like I
It's
said, I
been.
wanted him to fight it to the end. So
Yeah, we all did, but
I
I
also
was
I also didn't want him to plead to something. I'm glad that he pled no contest to
and
I
no
think 3
Rico
of the charges.
and no Rico.
No
That's
Rico.
a big
Ain't no
thing. No
Rico because they
Rico.
didn't find Rico. Where's
They
Rico?
ain't found
Hashtag
Rico
where's
still
Rico?
missing. He out there with Lil Mike and Quez. The two
That
people.
that that we'll probably never find. They
No,
somewhere.
that the Lil Mike and Quez don't exist. Woody done told them on the stand. They don't exist. I made them people up. But I just so I don't think Doug was in Atlanta like that anymore
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
when they arrested him, he had just came back off tour.
Right.
Just because
Right.
you can,
Exactly. And
yeah,
that's what Steele was trying to get across.
do you know? Do you, girl? So his house went on the market for $5 million, right? 5 million was listed at 5 point something.
Right.
And wow. So I just don't think that these people in their little itty bitty minds think that this man has money. So Steele said that they went through his bank records, right?
Mm-hmm.
I thought that somebody oh, you know what it was? I guess it was another detective that he asked. Well, did you?
Yeah, did they go over the bank statements and
they said
no.
no. Thank you. That's what I remember hearing.
No, he absolutely said that.
But he said that when they went through the bank statements, they didn't find anything. So and people have to really, really realize what type of talent that Jeffrey is. He doesn't care about these people out here or what y'all think about him. He does not care about that, because I can tell you, I am a paid retired. I'm retired, so I haven't done a work in a while. I'm a retired paid published model. And so I know how much money I was making for campaigns, or when I was out there. Like, listen, y'all want me to come?
But you saw him say you'll give $100,000 to the sheriff's department. He's like, if y'all do the
buyback, to buy the guns back, and y'all ain't want to do that. So do y'all really want to take the guns off the street?
Of course, no. Because guess what? Without the guns, there's no business. Without the bull crap, there's no business. This is all a business for them.
You said that there was a problem here. It's Mr. Williams coming to you with a solution, which he's going to give you the money. I bet you Fendi gonna be like, oh, why did he say no? The judge said no. So for me, y'all don't want to do anything. Y'all not trying to make. Y'all don't care about those little communities over
like
there.
How when they said, "Oh, we'll give you 15 years probation if you agree to what we say," he like, nah, and then y'all gonna try to give him 25.
But did you hear what Whitaker said?
Yeah,
it's not lost on me that it's not lost on me that the state was ready to give you 15 years
y'all
on
was ready to let that man walk out the door
and let him walk out the door. And I'm glad that she brought that to them, that she said that in front of them. But you know what? There's a special place for love. I'm not even going to say H-E double hockey sticks. I'm trying to make it into the gate.
You got to say it like Steele said, H-E blank blank.
H-E double hockey sticks. There's a special place for her. There's a special place for her. But you know what? A lot of people don't believe. You can believe or not believe. Everybody got all these like misconceptions about things and what they believe. I definitely believe in karma. But karma, when you spin the block, it might not hit you. It might hit somebody might hit somebody right next to you. And I think that love is going to have an uphill battle, because the way that Jeffrey did bring the world together. We are on Twitter with attorneys. It ain't make a difference if you was walking into your phone. If you was a street walk, ain't nobody know. Everybody was there for one common thing. And so somebody was telling me, "Oh, these people over here bugging. I'm not listening to these people over here and all this stuff." And they. I said, "Listen, I don't get into all that. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here, just to." Well, breast cancer awareness month was October. Today is the last day. Men, you get breast cancer too.
There's actually somebody in Chicago, a rapper in Chicago. He had breast cancer, and he brought that to the attention of a lot of people here, that we didn't know that men can get breast cancer. Sadly, he passed away, I want to say 2 years ago, but he fought hard. And I need men to know that you too need to get checked out. I appreciate you creating this platform or this portion of the platform to even be able to let people know. And, the bottom says men get breast cancer too. So,
I got my pink and blue ribbons over there, but they put the little thing. I got my pink and blue ribbons over there. That was my thing for this year, was to make sure that because some years I shut down. I've been a survivor for 17 plus years.
Amen.
And I suffer from something called survivor's remorse. So I've lost like 2 people that were so dear to me. One was very instrumental in my journey when I first started, and she was a cancer survivor. She was my supervisor from work. and she
Mm.
passed, and that just it took me out. So then I did a couple of gospel plays, and uh, your girl is anything I can get my hands in. Well, not no more. I done sat down, but anything that I could get my hands in. You know what it was?
Right.
It was after when I got diagnosed, and after my daughter was 5 months old when I was diagnosed. So I had a
Oh,
baby at home and a 13-year-old at home, and
oh
so
my
I
God.
needed to be, get through this for my children.
Right. Right.
And so yeah, and it's gotta shift your mindset. You got to shift your mindset. Like when you're given a diagnosis like that, because people don't know how to take that or whatever.
Right.
So you shift your mind. You gotta. It's all the way you think, and I truly believe that people make themselves sick sometimes. So like I do a lot of private advocating. Um,
Yes.
I'll do a lot of like, yeah, because people reach out to me and say, hey, this person has cancer, this person has cancer, like, and I'm like, all right, so just give me the information. I'll reach out to them. Sometimes like it's not everything is not. I don't need to come on here and I just finished talking to him. Let me put this up here. I don't
Right.
need to do all
Right.
that. I
Right.
don't need to do all that.
It's for real, because what's happening in real life is it doesn't. Nobody
I,
else necessarily even have to know. Like,
I mean,
it's
and I share my story to bring awareness. A lot of people aren't ready to do that. They're
right.
not. But my thing is, if I can save somebody, because I'm not supposed to be sitting here. I was supposed
Mm.
to be dead 17
Guess
plus
what?
years
Guess
ago.
what? You supposed to be where you at, darling.
No,
God, God, God don't make no mistakes. You
no, no,
supposed to
no,
be
no,
where
no. I'm not.
that.
So let me rephrase that. Let me rephrase that
Okay.
because my
Okay.
girl
Good.
get on
I
me. Get
take
on me.
words serious.
No, no,
I
no,
take
no.
words
Let me
serious.
rephrase.
So
Let me rephrase. According to them, I shouldn't
okay,
be
thank
sitting here
you.
right
All
now.
right. Because
I
guess
claim
what?
my
God
healing
God
from the
got the
beginning.
last say so. God
I
got the
claim,
last say so.
I claim my healing from the beginning.
Amen.
By his stripes, he told me I was healed. I just needed to do the work
Mm.
to get to my healing. And so a lot of people don't. I had like people would call me crying. I'd be like, okay, when you get it together, call me back. I got something to do. I ain't got time for this. Click. My sister
Right.
was like, oh, you're gonna have to go to the what did she? The Cancer Centers of America. Call me back when you stop crying. Click.
Mm.
I just needed to be, in this thing. I'm getting ready to go through something like,
Right.
I never even dreamt of. But I do I do that. I love empowering women. I love that. And I just wish that we as a people would support each other more. We can do so much more together, but everybody is like crabs in a barrel. I'm going to pull you down. I want to pull you down. No. If you're my sister and I
They
got
tried it with me,
something,
baby. They tried it with me, but it's not gonna work. So I
I,
get
we,
it.
I already, I peeped the energy already. I peeped the energy already. When it comes to Empress, I peeped that. So like I don't want to hear nobody sitting at home talking about nothing that somebody from another state, 12 hours away, drove here, set this up the proper way. What? So that's why when the girl was saying something, I was just like, wait a minute, let me read this again. That's when I just said, oh no, you see the last message I sent because I read it and I'm like, wait a minute. So then I said, no, Empress did her thing. And that was it for me. I'm not doing on the, I don't do all
Yeah, I
that.
don't understand, and I'll just say this, and just say this: nothing has been for clout, has been for recognition. None of those things, right? Since I started watching this case and
Mm-hmm.
seeing the injustices, I've been talking about it, and then I was
Mm-hmm.
using the hashtag, and I feel like sometimes it made me feel like, because once I start using the hashtag, everybody started coming to my page and stuff. And so when people say, like even with the Lil Rod situation, and tonight I'll be on live with Lil Rod's girlfriend, right? Because we're trying to raise funds for him. People are like, oh, well, you're trying to scam me, you're trying to get
What
money.
on your channel?
Yeah,
On your
I'm gonna do it on
channel?
TikTok. I'm doing it on
Okay, so
TikTok
I'm
because she said that's what a lot of people are
okay.
asking her, how can she help? So I made the flyer.
Okay, so I'll
I
go.
put everything together for, so that she has a way, because she's looking for help, but everybody's looking, they're also people looking for a payday, so they throwing cars, they doing those other things. And I was like, whichever way I can help, I can. So I made sure she had a way so she can get the funds, because people don't understand that a regular lawyer, you need an appellate lawyer for him to appeal the murder case. And though, and as somebody told me, those cost about $50,000. She's only asking for
Well,
like,
I thought that Miss Abassi and Miss Williams had already filed the paperwork for that already.
well,
I thought that
off record. Well, I guess
off
on record
record.
because I'm talking, but I'll just say he needs another lawyer, and it's nothing against him or them. Is this case is weighed on a lot of people. I'll just put it that way. It's weighed on a lot of people. So
it weighed on the whole world. Like you have, like I have never, never, never seen news reporters, the whole YouTube, people come together in this way, but thinking the same thing. This is a sham.
I've seen out of the 12 months, I've seen maybe 5 people say that they agree with love or them, and sometimes I think they're trolls. So, and I think my connection might go out again. If it does, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's fine, and you can come back. We good. So I've never seen anything like this, and so Jeffrey's gonna be fine.
I did what I did because I care. When I say I care,
I know. I saw the protest.
Mm-hmm. And that's the person that I am. And even when I was out there by myself a couple times, it didn't bother me. I stood 10 toes down. And when I did the protest last week and brought the media out there, it's because of the feedback that I was getting from the people. So I felt like I delivered what the people were asking for. And I still got, I feel like I got a good response, but I still had those people. And, you'll always have people that have shit to talk about and things to say, right? But they're not getting off their butt doing that. They typing online, right? Again, I drove down there, and the first couple, the third time I drove down there, I was half asleep, but I was like, I gotta make it. This a time that course started at this time, and I pushed because it wasn't just for me; it was for people that couldn't make it. You know what I'm saying? It was for people that couldn't. There, I asked people several times. I'm like, is there anything you want me to say on the boards? Do you have anything you want me to put in my speech? So I tried to actively involve the entire trial watch community so that it wasn't just me. But at the end of the day, as Doug Weinstein said, I made a difference. We made a difference.
You see, that's what I put. I was like, oh, dang, I misspelled some stuff. I can't even go. Dang, Twitter. I didn't want to take it down because people had already started responding to it.
The fight is not over. The fight is not over because the misconduct continues, right? We got to figure out how to get Love out of there. We got to vote Fonnie out of there. So I think that their positions in the way that they, their decorum is absolutely terrible. I believe that their ethics are terrible. I believe that her being the head of the difficult witness division is terrible because in that case, when you look at that and you think about what that stands for, right? The difficult witness division is people that usually probably don't want to testify. So then they bring somebody like Love in, and now we're going to coerce. We're going to coerce you to testify because that's what they're doing. And I don't
lock you up like Sledge. Can we get an attorney pro bono?
I don't believe that division should exist. I believe if people don't want to testify, they should not have to testify.
Well, let me tell you. So for little Woody, I just wish that things would have been kind of different because, and it took this for him to learn. And like a lot of people support him, and I want to extend Woody grace. I want to. So I don't really, deal with him, but then I can understand. Let me fix that because I don't want to put that out there. No, I can't understand you just throwing somebody into something and they're not a part of it, but just because these people want him. And what bothers me is that y'all got the balls and the audacity to y'all in front of the whole world, but see, they've been trying to get these cameras out of the courtroom.
It's the arrogance. It's the arrogance for me.
So, you got the balls to mess up this man's whole, like, everything.
And then to say, I hope this doesn't affect your growth or whatever it was she said, I was flabbergasted.
Who, Whitaker? The only thing I'm going to say, and I'm because I agree partly with Jeffrey when it comes to her, because I feel like we shouldn't even be here today and that they all should be home. It is not our faults. It is not their faults. It is not anybody's fault. If there should have been mistrial long time ago.
Yeah, was it 43 motions? 43 motions for misinstructions.
It's not.
So that the 22 curative instructions came because of the mistrials, which is crazy because the mistrial motions, well, no mistrial, let's give another jury instruction.
You ain't gonna have no evidence for them to take back there and deliberate on nothing. And if I was that jury, if those two people come back to court, we going back to court. That's another reason why I think Whitaker told them. Did you hear when she stood up there and read what the charges were for Yak and Shannon? And Whitaker explained to them whatever. And she like, we already took those deals off the table. And Whitaker was like, what? You took it off the table before I even saw it? No. So I don't know what you know. I don't know what Whitaker is going to be. What like she's going to do.
They want that conviction. They want that conviction from somebody. They don't want this trial to go to waste, right?
That got convictions. All of this count, Empress. All of this stuff counts. They wanted the RICO, but they wanted Jeffrey to be a part of the RICO, so he's not. And then the four of them that just took their plea deals, well, they did plead guilty to the RICO.
Except for Jeffrey, RICO? Right? Jeffrey pled no contest.
Jeffrey don't have no RICO. But this is another thing that Bruce Harvey said. I love Bruce. I don't care what nobody say. I love Ponytail. There's another thing that Bruce said, though. Bruce said, and I didn't even know. And I'm like, thank you for educating us, because I didn't even know that. I'm just thinking like RICO is just so bad. I just want to. And Doug said there is a difference. They pled to conspiracy to commit a RICO, and it's way different than them charging them with a RICO straight up.
And even like Huey only took the drug possession part. He's like, that's it, drugs, nothing violent, nothing on any of that, which made sense to me when I was speaking about it the other night on Spaces, and they were saying because when he's up for parole, he needs to be able to say it was non-violent offense, and things of that nature for them to be able to give him parole when he comes up for it. And it made sense to me now because again, I'm learning just as well as everybody else, because I was like, well, why would he plead to the drugs? And I was like, well, the drugs is the lesser charge, and with what was on the table previously, it makes sense, and I hope that Shannon and Yak rides it out to the end and gets a not guilty plea. I appreciate the words, like I said, that Thug stated. I appreciate Brian Steele and Mr. Adams and
all of them,
all the lawyers in this case.
On the other side,
I've never seen lawyers fight as hard as I've seen these gentlemen fight and these women fight in this case.
And Shark was for what? Girl, my daughter, I'm sorry.
It's like the wind out here is blowing like 80 miles per hour right now. It's an entire tornado happening while I'm sitting here. This is interesting.
Does she drive? No, you got to flip that up because that's on Twitter. I was making sure I was in contact with Empress. I'm sorry, my daughter just came in. She just went enter. So Doug is going to be fine because everything that they just told Doug was a part of his release and everything. He's already doing it. It's not going to make a difference. See what Love and them did. This is what bothered me, and I want to see if you tell me if you had caught that. We went back and watched Love's opening statement the other day. I think you froze. Oh, there you go now. So we went back and watched Love's opening statement.
It's the wind is blowing like 90 miles an hour right now, literally 90 miles an hour. So I think
Chicago is really the windy city, huh? The Windy City of
I
Chicago.
literally today it wasn't like this yesterday or any other. This I'm talking about people are blowing away right now. Like it's
For
as I
real?
sit here, that's why you see me keep. I'm like, what is happening? The whole car is like moving back
Oh
and
my
forth.
goodness. Love it. I mean, Jeffrey, he's gonna be all right. He's whatever he's been doing that already. See, love, y'all can put
I
all
agree.
the bad stuff. Y'all tried to make this man look like he was a monster. He's not a monster.
He's
And
not. Anybody that I've met that have talked to him have said that he is a sweetheart. Everybody from around the country, people I've talked to, between the family, fans, and they're like, anytime they met Jeffrey, how can I help you? You know, what you need, or here's this and here's that. And I haven't heard one bad thing about that man ever, to be quite honest.
so you know the thing. So the thing is that Fanny wanted this Rico, right? And you're not even thinking. Well, I guess you didn't think that the people that work under you, because I hope to state that this doesn't look like y'all won. Y'all didn't win anything. This is not a win.
Not at all.
I
Not
keep
at
telling
all.
people this is not
The
a
state,
win
the state
for the state.
lost flat on their face. They lost this case months ago.
The people in Fulton County should be outraged that they waste their money. And if you were sitting in on this trial, we were able to pick up on who killed those people.
I know exactly who killed who, but it's not
my business. They out there on
but
the
it's
street.
Not my business. They outside, but it ain't.
They on the street though. We was able to pick that up from the trial.
I also know who the big fish is. Pick that up from the trial as well. So and it ain't.
You know what though? There is somebody that is claiming that they started YSL. Now he may be talking about YSL the game. That's a young slime life. Jeffrey is young stoner life. But they all whatever. But this stuff doesn't make the stuff that they were saying, like when they brought the gang expert in there, right?
Which one? Who?
What's her name? She was
the expert.
No, none of them are the experts. But I want to talk. I'm talking about what is her name? The
lady from last week.
Mariette, yeah, Mary. No, not that. That's the African American lady. She came. I forgot her name. She came.
I thought she was that gang expert too, supposedly, or
yeah,
in the
she
lyrics.
was. She supposedly was. She girl. You get on the stand and act like you from the whole GHETTO when you want to stand as a professional and you're asking questions. They got a right to defend their clients. And it's not their fault that you guys lied, tried to rig this thing. But you know what? They did not think that Jeffrey had
the case. They were throwing stuff against the wall like spaghetti, hoping that something stuck. And that's what I've noticed the whole time, because it was like, oh, it's not. Where they messed up was all the witnesses. Them witnesses was just out of order. When I first heard, when the case first started, 700 witnesses. Then we did it down to 300, then 200. And it was like, okay. And then at this point, I think we still have like 94 witnesses to go.
And then you got to remember, this is where they're going to get their get back at. So they still have people that still have cases.
There's 22 people.
Yeah, they're going to get
the other, as we call it, YSL trial part 2.
They are going to. I think they're going to get some get back from that. But I just think that y'all estimated wrong, right? Ebony, is this your friend? Yeah. So you know what? I think they underestimated. She done left her phone. They underestimated what Jeffrey could and could not do, and I think their plan was to bankrupt him. But little do y'all know.
Yeah, but she still said we're gonna handle that in civil court. Don't worry about it. Don't even worry about that.
Y'all, I guess they don't understand. You just see him here, right, making this music, and of course, like people from all walks of life like Jeffrey's music, but his modeling catalog, are you freaking kidding me? So I for the man that need to be in there because he got 34. He's a felon right now, 34 times. I mean, it is what it is. I'm gonna say the man. I try to stay away from politics over here. I ain't got time to be arguing with nobody. It is what it is. It's the truth. It's the truth. He's a convicted felon.
Right.
So how does this work? How was this working? How was this working?
We're at the end of an era. I'll say that, and now because I'll probably have to leave in a second because I got to do the other interview. But we're at the end of an era, right?
Mm-hmm.
And kingdoms only last for so many years, right?
Mm-hmm.
United States not being an actual democracy for one. Well, we'll talk about that at another time.
Mm-hmm.
But this what we see, we're seeing the end of the chaos. This is about to be a totally different situation moving forward after honestly the year, and I'll say it like Whitaker said my name, 2028. And 2028 is when the shift will fully begin to take that place, because the chaos that we're seeing now is the chaos that's been breeded based upon how they've stacked America to be, right? All this back and forth, especially next week until November 5th, because people are like, if Kamala wins, it's going to be uproar. If Trump wins, it's going to be uproar. So at the end of the day, next week we're about to see some stuff, because a lot of people are tired, and people are tired of being lied to by the government, and people are tired of, paying $10 for eggs and $10 for cereal. And it's in general, the misconduct between the police, the judicial system, the people, we're all seeing this come to an end. And I'll just say that I have to go into detail later, but that's what's happening.
Yeah, we'll get into it later. But the one thing that we were supposed to talk about right here. So I was a correction officer for 7.5 years. So if Rice Street is as bad as they say it is, so I know that like officers and stuff, they can't pay for, things like when the toilet breaks or they have to call somebody. They should have a maintenance department for that.
That money for this Rico should have went there, but that's
but wait, but what I'm saying is like, so I'm not sure if at Wright Street, when they're on their with the housing unit, if their officers are in a box, I'll call it a box. And so like, and they look out and see the inmates, but they're not really out there with them. When I was a correction officer, we had no box. We sit right in the middle of the floor.
You're there. You're commanding your presence.
Right in the middle of the floor. If I was working in an area where there were just 48 inmates, it would be me by myself, and there would be 296 people. And you have to know, you better know each and every one of their personalities.
96? You said 2 for every 96? Is that what you just said?
2 officers, 96 inmates, me, 48. Mm-hmm. So, and we were like just sitting right here. No, there was nothing around me protecting me. So I'm not sure if the officers there have that, but I can tell you that I wouldn't tell nobody to do it. But if you would have came into the jail where I work, you would be like, oh wow, it's clean in here. It smells good in here.
Humane. It was humane.
It's the officers. Like you're stuck in there with them too, with not a lot of ventilation. There's a whole lot of stuff going on. So when I worked at Union County, we kept a tight ship, a tight ship. But you know what it is? When you see these videos coming out right now with these guys, they got cell phones and they all in a room together. That's not even supposed to be like that. It's not supposed to be like that. And
it's overrun because of the lack of resources. And there's no, how can I say it? So like, let's speak about the Huey situation with them bringing in, allegedly bringing in a contraband through the
I don't believe that.
What do you call it? The correctional
officer. The officer
But that's not the first time this is like several times we keep hearing it. So is there there's a word I'm looking for that starts with the P, an employee. Is there a issue with the people that they're employing on top of the issue with the money, on top of the issue with the lack of resources?
Let me tell you something. Go ahead. I'm gonna tell you. Go ahead. I'm gonna tell you when I
No,
finish
no,
this.
you good. Good. That was the question. I'm done.
Oh, okay. What it is you have inmates, right, and they're locked up. They're either waiting for court, they don't have a bail, so they're waiting for court. Some of them have cases where they have to wait for court, and then they're getting shipped off to state and stuff like that.
Right.
You have to realize they have 24 hours in a day to think all day long. When I tell you that some of the most creative people are housed in jail, you would be like, wait a minute.
I believe no, I believe it. I believe that
So,
wholeheartedly.
So it's in the training. Before you get the job, you go through the academy. Certain things they tell you for a reason. I grew up in the projects. I grew up there. So when I started working in the jail, I see people that I grew up around, but I was never a part of their environment. Just because you used to see me, because that's where I live. I don't know you. So you got this thing where they'll get in jail like, oh, I know you. I know you. We sure did grow up in the same area. We did.
But we took two different paths.
But yeah. And so then these inmates, like I said, they got all day to think. You come inside a housing area, they sizing you up. And then they going 2 or 3 of them might get together. Then they're gonna swoop down on you. They're going to swoop down on you. You will have an inmate that will come, like I'm gonna use this real inmate. I don't know his name. You don't know who he is either. It was a long time ago, but he was federal.
Okay.
I'm sitting at the at the console or whatever. He came over. Hi, how you doing? Hey, I'm all right. How are you? I'm fine. And so he just was standing there. I already knew in my head like what was going on. You can't get me tied up in all this stuff because I don't work like that.
Right.
And so anybody that I ever work with, they will tell you she's fair, firm, and consistent, and we don't play with her. And that's all you have to be a correction officer. But if they get you to bring them a straw off the street, they own you.
Right, because you're bending to their factual.
They own you. Let me tell you something. One of my co-workers lost his job for a salami and cheese submarine. I kid you not.
I believe you, though. I believe you.
But you know what? His mother died in 9/11. I felt so bad. But so, he got millions from 9/11, but it was like disgraceful, disgraceful for, that you went out like that. Like you really lost your job over a salami and cheese sub, sir. So that's what it is.
Sometimes we never know what we'll do when we're in certain positions, and but as a correctional officer, just like as a prosecutor, just like as a judge, there's a job that has to be had, and there's certain things. How when Paige said, and I got to get off it. I know I was gonna keep talking.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do this again. We're gonna do it again.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely, for sure. And I'll have better lighting and reception, everything else. But she said to Moontung, free Moontung, by the way. But she said to Moontung, I need you to take the court more serious. When we've sat here and watched these people for 11 and a half months not take this stuff serious.
And still ain't.
That's a problem for me. My car is
the way Love went on that tangent when Moontung was on the stand. Was Shannon Starr? Was Mr. Wood? And she just pacing back and forth. Bitch, what is you doing? I was so glad when Moontung gave it to her. I was sitting there like, yes, because she needed to be put in her place. And there was nothing that she could say because you can't tell me. She thinks she's above the law.
I'm not your child. I'm not your
child. Don't talk to me like that. And he explained. Did you hear what Whitaker said? She said, tell me how I can ask the question better so that you will answer truthfully. You can't. But why would Mr. Steele ask you a question?
When he was like, Miss Love, Like you know better. Like why you act like it's like she has these various masks. You know,
I
it's
don't know
just
who she
real
was
sad.
today because that bull crap.
I want to pick this back up with you tomorrow morning if you're available. And if you I don't know your schedule tomorrow afternoon, whatever. I know that we have no court tomorrow, so I figured had a little time in there because
Yeah, what time? I'm trying to think in my head like what's going
we'll
on
talk.
tomorrow.
We'll put it
So put it on. Yeah, just type it. But I can't. I'm so excited that you are going to get um talk to somebody about that Shane incident.
Yes.
This is one of the reasons why I want to reach out to you, and then I'm going to let you go because I know you got to run, and then I'll run over there where you at anyway. But you have a duty of care. You have a duty of care.
Yes, ma'am.
To the person when they're in your custody, regardless of whether you're a law enforcement officer on the street or you're a law enforcement officer in a jail. Because as CO, well, so for me, I work for the county and work for the state. So you see how Fannie and them, they have somebody come in and they paying money out to somebody else to come in, and then they wasn't paying them, and so they all walked out. They're hiring from a private company. But when you work for the state or the county, well, at least I'm going to just talk from my perspective and what I know. But what I know to be that is in every jail. Even if somebody stops you, a cop stops you on the side of the road, and now they're interacting with you, they have a duty of care. Once you take somebody into custody, that's your responsibility.
Right.
So it bothered me so much about Shane, and Nick is the first person that I heard cover that story. That's why I heard it from on Nick's channel. So what it bothered me about that, because here he is autistic. He's been mental since he was. Who is allowed to diagnose somebody talking about his family just lying?
Guess what?
And then you
that with Quindarius Zachary.
Let me tell you something. If his father and them don't, what's her name, and them broke it all down to him how to do it. She couldn't just do it because she's already an attorney for somebody that's already on the case.
Right.
But you got to give Ashley Merchant her flowers, because even though she knew that she couldn't take it,
she gave them the answers. She told them exactly what was wrong.
But you know what? And so it's not even. It's a thing of when that happened, Ashley Merchant went from platform to platform to platform to platform.
Right.
And she was saying, so now that they got her on Law and Crime, and she's saying like, I'm so bothered by how they falsely arrested.
Because it was like the attorney didn't even bring that portion up in the case. And I will say, I don't know how much I can say on here, so I probably won't say it on here. We'll talk off record.
Yeah, but I just want to just leave you with this. So you have a duty of care to somebody. Shane already told he was in a cell with somebody, and he started a fight to get out of the cell. You're talking about somebody that's mental and has autism and everything working against them. That's the first thing that they need to. Now you get trained that you have this person, you're responsible for them. Mental health needs to be a part of police training everywhere, whether you're in a jail or on the street.
At the forefront. It needs to be at the forefront. It needs to be at
did you hear the song did you hear the song that I played in the beginning of my intro?
I didn't.
Oh, you know what? I think I had the new one. So I'm probably gonna throw it on when we get off. But that's my nephew.
Okay.
He was born addicted to drugs.
Okay.
So when his biological mother was pregnant, she told my sister. My sister said, "You pregnant again? Like you ain't got any of your other kids." And so she's like, "I don't want this one. You want it? You want him?" And my sister said, "Yeah." And so she was like, "All right, I'll let you know when to come get your baby." So my sister thought she was playing. She had that baby call. My sister was like, come name your son and pick him up.
Oh, wow.
So my sister named him. And this may be something that, Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm gonna talk to you about this. So she named him. So he's had diabetes since he was 8, but he's very intelligent. He's
Mm-hmm.
on the spectrum, but his on the spectrum is not.
He's high functioning.
He's high functioning. My sister never like tried to hold his hand and
Right.
let him go, but he has music, right? You give him a beat, he listen to it one time, spit a rap, he don't listen to it no more.
Mm-hmm.
I told my sister, I said, I ain't seen nothing like that since maybe a Jay-Z or somebody. And so he's pretty dope. So that clip right there, that my intro, it depends on what I'm doing. I'll use it or not. And so this is my thing. I got your name in the credits on the going out there. But
Thank you.
yeah, 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 yeah. I got your name in it. But so and when I play it, you'll see it. You'll be able to see it. But so
Okay.
he very intelligent. He called my sister. My sister. His teachers called my sister to the school, like when
Mm-hmm.
he was in the second or third grade, and she was like, um, is somebody helping him write his stories or homework that he has to do? My sister was like, no, we don't.
Mm-hmm.
We don't help him write anything. She was like,
All by his lonesome.
she said he can be a great author. She's like, where is he pulling this stuff from? Because he's in class with regular. He don't have to go to all that. He's in class with regular kids. And she's like, he just it's his homework. He just when he does his homework, that's just what he does. And she was like, well, I'm glad y'all came because I wrote 3 notebooks. I
Oh
bought 3
wow.
notebooks. She said I bought 3 composition notebooks. I want him whenever he feels like he has a story in his head. I just want him to
Right.
just write it down. So um yeah, so he's on this. So what I did was I put his music out the music on my intro and outro. That was from I have a podcast I was doing like Beyond the Chemo Room. My Black is Pink.
Mm.
Oh yes, baby, yes. So I had the instrumental first.
Okay.
So I got the so I sent him the instrumental because I have a friend that has a studio, and so he just will email me if I ask him. So I sent it to him, and he sent it back, and I used it for here. So then I put out another one of his songs, and it's just like, so wait, you didn't write none of this down. You just and
Did
my
it.
sister is so frustrated. My sister's like, he won't listen to none of that music no more. Once he records, I think that's where
That's
that
where's
part comes in.
mm-hmm.
He's done. He's not. I'm not messing with that. But he called me. Let me tell you something. He texted me. He texted me and said, "I just found my earphones. I'm about to go in here and make the song." 8 to 10 minutes later, he done emailed me the song.
Oh wow. He's gifted. Very gifted. Very gifted.
When I tell you, like it, I had somebody listen to listen to the song. I had it play somewhere, and everybody that hears it says the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I was just getting into it. He ain't got no more. I said, no, he spilled his heart out on 1 minute
And let it be
and
that.
14 seconds. He put his heart out here on this track, and everything in this track is true because my sister is, my sister is gay, and so he lost his mother, her partner, and so he has a part in this song where he said, I'm gonna just say this part right here because right now I can't think of where to start it at. But he said, "Don't count me out. I got one deer in the sky." Wait a minute, I got it all mixed up. Wait a minute. I gotta hear the song. I'll be in here jamming, but yeah, he's good. He's good, but I don't
Well,
want to force him if it's not something that he wants to do. And I'm not about that. He's not going to none of these managers around here. Nobody's not doing anything to him. So I would manage him if he wants to go
that's
again.
yeah.
Yeah, I manage him. So but if he doesn't want to do it, he's my nephew first, and he's very talented, but I put his music out independently. People don't know how easy it is to put out music. It's just that these companies put all this hype behind it. It's because it brings in more revenue for them.
Course.
So when you're just doing something like, independent, But yeah, but music is on 24 different platforms though.
Okay. So
Oh
you gotta
yeah, I got a song on here
give y'all
too.
the info.
Yeah, we got it. We got each other, and I'm going to be checking out what you're going to be doing. Um, and so we'll get together and talk about that and stuff like that,
Yes, ma'am.
and like get that going. So you have an interview, Miss Empress Fox has another interview. She cheating on herself. It's like no, she's really she's an advocate in these streets,
I was
out here
trying to
making it do what
buddy work
do.
out. That's all.
You
Just trying
do.
to work out.
You gotta take your hats off and give flowers to people when it's due. Like I don't like people that be doing all this talking, and then you even have some people that will try to take your credit. No, she did that. She came up with that. She knew what to do. She did it, and that's it. She not worried about y'all. She don't care what y'all say about her. She was there one day when it was a bunch of people. She was standing out there by herself with a little sign. So it doesn't. That's just not it. But it's everybody is not doesn't have that in them, and so I'm glad that you are on here doing the daggone thing.
Thank
And I gotta give you your flowers. I'm into giving women their flowers when they're great, doing something. I'm into women empowerment. Let's lift each other up. We can do so much more if we would stop all the nonsense. Stop trying. He's trying to hear all the
you. I
noise.
made a post today that said competition is only at the bottom because at the
Right.
top, collaborate. And then when I saw that post, I was like, I gotta share that, especially with the energy that's happening right now on the internet with all the bickering and the back and forth
It's ridiculous.
and
So
all of
why if she didn't know? It's an injustice. When I heard somebody, oh, y'all act like y'all know them. So, okay, listen, there's an
I don't have
injustice.
to know somebody to stand up for them. I
Right,
stand
that's
up
what I
for
was
both
getting ready to
every
say.
day.
There is an injustice happening. There's injustice happening right in front of our faces. Blatantly, they know that they are making up stuff. Now listen to this, Empress. I just want to get your take on this, and I'm gonna just sign
Oh
out
no,
and go.
I'm sorry, I'm looking around. But when I said the core is moving,
Oh no, I know, I got you. I know, I see you. So I forgot about. So it doesn't. I was scared to say something. I forgot. It slipped. But we're gonna still keep it up. I'm gonna go over there. And so
I'm
you have. Are you Empress Fox on TikTok?
on everything. Yes,
On
I am in
okay.
box on everything. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I'm Survivor Speaks on everything. So I'm gonna go over there now.
Follow
Um
you. Follow me on TikTok. I'll follow you back, for sure.
yeah. So I'll go over there because I want to like really listen to some of the things that she wants to talk about and how
Yes,
she like wants to move forward. And you in Chicago?
I'm in Chicago.
Oh, where is Razia at? I advocate for this young man. He has osteosarcoma in his jaw.
Mm. He's up here.
He's in. All right, because I get them mixed up. So I think he lives in Indiana. I have videos on my page about him.
Okay.
And I just got so frustrated because we always talking about community and what we want to do and how we want to help people. And so people don't have to. So that's the first thing I'm going to say. But what I am going to also say that if you're somebody out here talking about you do something, or we do this and we for community or whatever, this is one of our own. This man is a junior in college. He's a junior and he had to take off because, of treatment.
Right.
So he got his first round of chemo. And he told his mother, so the hospital where he was getting his chemo at was 2.5 hours away from. So he told his mother, I got to go to school and finish my finals. And she's like,
right.
You just had the chemo. Are you sure? He's like, no. I have to do this. I have to do this. Like this, I'm going to be out after this, but I just need to finish this up. He aced it, baby. He went there and he aced it. That's my bonus son.
Congratulations.
That's my bonus son. She don't never have to worry about me. But I put up his story, and the hospital was 2.5 hours away from her, so she would have to go there, and then it would be times like he would be in the hospital for a while, and then she'll bring him home. So she's renting a car because her car broke down. And she told me, she said, I'm gonna try to get a job. And I said, no, you can't. I mean, he's 21, but you can't, because sometimes if you don't have somebody advocating for you, and it's a good thing that she didn't. And she just said, I have to. I said, well, I'm going to do what I can do on my end, regardless
Right.
of whether anybody else do anything else. I can do what I can. And that's what I'm going to do. So I'll
Right.
put it out there. But he is just amazing. He's amazing. He's amazing. And so nobody, I put it up and like everybody was like looking at it, sharing it. So I was like, this person told me, oh, I work for this company. We're going to get together and get her a car. And I said, you know what? That's so nice. When the time comes, I'll introduce you to her. And it's a good thing I didn't tell them anything, because that's a reason why that I started being an advocate for him, to help his mom.
Right. For sure.
Just so, because when you reach out to these cancer agencies, they'll never have no damn funds. Where the funds at? And so I didn't want her to be calling around.
That's a whole other conversation. Go ahead. I didn't
want her to be calling around and get that. Right. No, we don't have no phones. No, we don't have them. Let me call. I'm going to do.
That can get disparaging. That can get real,
Right. So that's why I wanted to remove that from them. He already had his surgery. They took his jaw off now, and he's back now getting treatment, and they're going to take a piece of leg they're going to take from his leg to reconstruct his jaw.
Oh, but wow.
He's an awesome young man.
Step by step. Mm-hmm.
He's an awesome young man. Somebody that, he's just not a bad kid. All he cares about is finishing school and getting his degree.
So he has 1 year left.
Well, he's I think he may have one more semester as a junior. Right. And his mother sent me something. She sent me a picture, and I opened it up, and I just was like, "You just know when to send me stuff to have me sitting here balling." So she was like, "But this is how Isaiah woke up this morning," and they asked him, "What is he grateful for?" And he said he's just grateful for life, and he's his focus is healing and getting back to school to finish what he started and getting his degree. And I think that's awesome, and it's amazing. But I was really, really disappointed in the people, but you can't. So I continue to do what I can do. I don't have to tell anybody when I'm doing something, but if it's something where for him, I'm not. I put it out there for people. I put it out there for people, and it's just. It was just because some people I know that's their whole platform is about that. You didn't even share it. You didn't even share it, but okay. So, anyway, you got to do what you got to do. Like, you came out here, you did a damn thing, you were sitting out there by yourself. Sometimes you got to go it alone, but you do great and amazing work. And we'll get back to this. Let you get on over there, because I can talk to you for hours. The energy is just like,
girl.
And I like that. I love when I can talk to somebody with a positive mind that's like actually trying to do something. Because I just get discouraged, like when it comes to a lot of different things, because I see a lot of people talk, and I have to say to myself, everybody is not like you, or everybody is not like other people may help, but everybody's not like that. So it's this very it's refreshing to talk to somebody that's actually out here making a difference and actually
I
out
appreciate
here, like,
you
doing the work.
giving me a space to speak. And again, I apologize for all the disruptions that's going on around me, and I give you my fully undivided attention. I don't know if you heard the mobs of kids in Chicago. Have you heard about mobs of kids doing stuff here? Well, that's just kind of what's happening around me as I'm sitting here with you. There's like 100 kids over here, 20 kids over there.
So when you are you going to move before you log on over there?
Why did I stop right?
Huh? Are you going to move before you go, or before you go on the TikTok?
Yeah, I am. I'm about to move around. There's just too much activity for but between that and the winds. But I just wanted to tell you again, I thank you so much. And again, I apologize for the extraness that's going on. But when we speak again, it won't be like this.
You ain't got to do all that. So yes, that's Empress, y'all. And thank you. You did it, but we're going to come back and do it. We're going to do part 2. Even better. Sure. Yeah, because I know, like, everybody is in Cat and Nick chat right now. They all, like, they get together and they do this thing like, okay, so we're in the chat and then we'll follow each other. But before I can get my thing in, Cat had already sent something out for Dolly. So, like, she reverted the that the people
Mm,
over there. I mean, it is it is what
right.
it is. Cat is very. I love cat. I
I love
cat
that. I was
is
gonna say
very
everybody that was on Twitter when I asked, whose chat are you in, and she got the
cat. Not
most
Williams.
reviews and all that stuff. So I ended up going ahead and getting co-conspirators. They
We slack. I said we going to jail, cat. Clack,
call
black.
y'all over there. So I got
Hey, co-conspirators.
all right, Mama.
So
Thank you
yeah,
for
I love
having
it.
me.
So I can't wait to have you on again and see what you are going to be up to next. And if you need that, but Nick has it. But if not, yeah, I actually have the court paperwork for Shane.
Okay,
So I
I
mean,
need
if you
that
need
for
it,
sure.
and and let me just give you some more Jews. You'll see Cat post something. You'll see that it says Google Docs. Like she put it on she puts it on Twitter, but when she's having like a live or something, she'll drop them in the chat, and you could just click on
Okay.
them and download them. She says she doesn't believe in like holding information from somebody, and this is what I'm saying. So like
When you're
you
the
don't know where
media
to get
or a
the court doc.
representative of that, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so
Everybody want to get.
she's definitely. I was gonna stop doing this because this was just like so I just started back up, and like
Okay.
my inspiration actually came from Kat. Um, and
Beautiful.
I just love her spirit. She's a nice person all the way around, and she's like really growing communities out here for real on YouTube.
Indeed. I've seen.
And yeah. hmm All right, and so I am going to talk to you, and then we'll set up something else for whenever you want to come on. I was so glad
Yes.
to chop it up with you, girl.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
We're gonna talk some more, and I'll be over there in just 1 minute. I'm just gonna close out the show, put up my little
Yes, ma'am. No worries. I
outro.
got to figure out how this TikTok live work because this is my first time really doing live. I don't know how none of this stuff work, but I'm figuring it out.
I,
And, again, I
I'm
appreciate.
a, I, see, I don't use StreamYard, um, because I have so many issues with it. But what I use is Restream.
I
Um,
I'm like, interesting.
and yeah, I have a code like so you can get. They have a free. You can sign up for one for free, or you can sign up for one of their packages that they have.
Right, right.
So I have a coupon for 20% off right now. That's everybody because I'm a Restream partner.
Okay,
Listen,
okay.
when they made me a partner, I said, well, all right. And then I got sick right after that. And I'm like, damn, I didn't feel like doing anything. But yeah, I love this platform. They have everything in the back for you. You'll have to. Well, I made this banner this background that's up today. Well, all my stuff that I'm playing now, I made that. But they do have. If you ever see me on a live and you see something swirling around and is moving and all of that, that's right here in this app. They got music right here in this app, or you can upload your own music and play it, whatever you want to do. So I mean, it's really
Mm.
I like it. I like and you can live stream. Um,
FYI, we're changing the date for tonight. It's not my business
she,
to put out why, but so hold on. She has to the girls to get it together. She thought that things were gonna work out a little differently, so we
she thought he was gonna come home,
we gonna.
but did she think he was gonna come home? He has to do. Yeah, she can't. I mean, did you explain to her that he's been convicted? It's a process. But you
Yeah.
know what? I know what. Okay, so I know what she probably was thinking, because um his case is going to be appealed. She probably thought that they was going to let him come home until after the appeal was over. And I see that. You know what? And if she gets the right attorney, um, they may still
Which
be
is what we're
able
pushing
to
for. That's why I'm trying to raise as much money as
work.
possible because they need
Mm-hmm.
he what Lil Rod or Redelius wants is a team of lawyers like he saw Thug had. He wants a team of powerful lawyers to be able to help him win
You
his.
know who's a
So
appellate
it's
lawyer?
gonna take a little bit. But I
No, but you know who? Do you know who's about? Do you know who's an appellate attorney? Do you know who's an appellate attorney? Still is. Yeah, he's done.
Still, right?
Oh,
still,
he's doing
still.
So he's done with Doug, but he has a case on appeal right now. And this is what Love and them was trying to muddy the waters with, saying that, oh, he's representing Doug, but he's also representing somebody that's a part of this conspiracy. So she was really, really disrespectful. Really disrespectful in saying that, yeah, this like they was putting his name up at times like he was part of the gang. So yeah, her connection is not that good. But okay, so today ends the month for breast cancer awareness and also domestic violence awareness. This is the month for it. So I just want to end the show as I always do. And I tell you guys to make sure that you are getting your mammograms. Make sure that you are filling on your boobies to make sure that you are all right. All right? And don't you dare let anybody come into your house and disturb the peace that passes all understanding. I am Survivor Speaks, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. Bye-bye.
Full cycle, I just might though just like a Michael. Mama gone now, I'm thinking death is not we entitled. And it was me versus me, them battles had to fight through. And when you way in the dark, them demons try to fight you. But you can't let them when you gotta see the damn light. Diabetes came from nowhere, messed up whole life. That's what I used to think, my mama helped me out. I got one dairy and this guy to make proud, don't count me out. Let's get it started, rest in peace my mama, I don't wanna talk. Fresh fit, who that little nigga, fresh the way he walk. New drip, I'm that one dude creating all the sauce. News flip, you that one do the worker, not a boss. It's safe to say that after all this, I'm standing tall. It's safe to say that after all this, I'm still gon' ball. It's safe to say that after all this, I never fall. I never fall.